If you're just getting started with your video content creation journey, you might not really know where to start. In this short video, I'll give you tips on the minimum kit that you need to get going and the software that I use to manage all of the output. I'm Matt Stevenson, and I'm not a professional content creator. I'm just somebody on a journey to get better at making videos, one video at a time. Subscribe to this channel if you're on that journey, and let's learn together. The bare minimum you'll need to get started is probably a camera, a microphone, and a piece of editing software. I was given the advice when I first started to just use my iPhone to record footage, and that was fine. The quality was great. But the big problem for me was it was also my phone, and every time it ran or I needed to make a call or send a message, I had to take it out of its tripod, and that was really inconvenient. So like me, you might want to invest in a separate standalone camera if you're really serious about creating video content. And I bought a Razer AudioPro Ultra camera. It cost me about £400. It's a 4K broadcast quality camera, and I can leave it permanently attached to my desktop in position, so if I just get the urge to record a video, I can do that without very many barriers to getting started. Audio is really important, and as I said, you probably want to start with a microphone. Mine's an okay microphone, but the environment that I record in doesn't lend itself very well to having the microphone very close to my face, which is how you get the best audio. But rather than invest in a more expensive microphone, I've lent into a piece of software, which is Adobe's Podcast Enhance. And in another video, I'll talk about how to use that and to show you the quality of the cleanup of audio that it's capable of achieving. From a recording software perspective, you can just use the native recording applications on your phone or on your desktop computer. They're perfectly adequate for a single camera setup. Because I wanted multiple cameras though, I use OBS Studio, which is a free piece of kit, really flexible and powerful, and it's actually quite widely used in the industry. With a couple of extra plugins, one called Droid Cam, I can use my iPhone as a secondary input, and another called Source Record means that all of my inputs, and I use a camera, a secondary camera, and also I sometimes record my desktop. It records all of those as a separate video file, and that makes my editing workflow much more straightforward later. Speaking of which, when I come to edit my video, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. But there's any number of lower cost or free options on the market, and you should just choose one to suit your budget. They're all basically capable of doing the same sorts of things, especially when you're a beginner like I am. There's some additional supplementary pieces of software that I also use to do some other bits and pieces, but I'm not talking about those today because they're not essential to getting started. I'll put a full list of the kit that I use and some alternatives that you could choose from in the description for this video. So really, getting started with your video creation doesn't require an awful lot of new investment that you probably haven't already made in one form or another. So my advice to you is just get started, record a video and get better over time. Don't worry about being perfect from the outset. If you want to hear more about my journey towards being a better video content creator than I am today, subscribe to this channel and follow me on that journey.